Hello, welcome to this channel. My name is Ino. Today we will continue in our series on Linux. And we'll be looking at network commands. What are network commands? Network commands are generally used to configure, monitor, and troubleshoot network connections. They are used to manage network interfaces. Maybe you want to assign an IP address, you want to change your subnet mask, you want to check your route numbers, you want to configure one or two things on your network. It's network commands that you have to use. And the first command there that we will be looking at is ifconfig. Ifconfig stands for interface configuration. Let's look at our shell today. We have an Ubuntu machine here, cat etc/os-release, and you see we have an Ubuntu machine. It's a version 18.04.6. This is an Ubuntu Bionic machine, and if you're print working directory, I'm in /root. If you look at who am I, I'm root. And so let's continue. We're talking of ifconfig. If you just run ifconfig alone, it will bring up all the network interfaces. We have the loop, we have the ENPOS8, and we have the ENPOS3. If I want to look at just one of it, I can say ifconfig ENPOS3, and it will bring out the details of this particular network interface. And I can use it to change the IP address. I can let's go to our slide. I can say ifconfig interface and IP address. It will be used to assign an IP address. I can say ifconfig what's the interface, ENPOS3, and I can give an IP address 10.0.2.10. I can give, I can change the IP address, I can change the network mask, I can change the broadcast, I can do anything, I can do a lot with it. So you also have, you can give a network mask used to assign network mask. ifconfig can also be used to set broadcast address, can be used to enable and disable a network interface if I want. ifconfig is an older version, and we have a newer version of that particular, like a modern version of that particular command, which is IP, and it is used to configure network interface, manage routing table, and view network device status. And the way it's used, you have IP, you have the option, then you have the object, then you have the command. The object, we know what option is, right? IP is a command, and object specify the type of parameter to manipulate, e.g. address, link, or route. If I want to do something on the IP address, then I will give my object as ADDR. If I want to do something on the link, then I will give my object as link. If I want to do something on the route, then I can give my object as route. Then I will give the command. Command is the action to perform on the object. An example, IP address show will show the IP addresses. Let's check that out. IP address show, it will show all the 3 IP addresses including the loop, and I can look at them individually. IP address, can say show, can say dev, and I can say ENPOS3. Dev stands for device. If I give dev stands for device, and I will just give the network interface device indicator or parameter, then or value, So you have IP address show dev, and you give the parameter, and it will show you everything, details of this particular network interface. So let's clear our screen. So the IP address show. So there's a lot I can do. If I say 08, it will bring that 08 out. So let's continue. If I say IP, if I want to check my route, I can say IP route or IP route show, which will show the route table. Let's check that. IP route, and that will show my route. And if I want to check the link, I can just use IP link show. IP link show, that will show the link that is related to the network interfaces. And if I want to bring any of the interface up or down, I can use IP link. I can use set. I can use the interface, and I can do up or down. If I want to bring it down, IP link set. Then I can give the interface enpos3. Then I can either do up or down. If I want to bring it down, I can do down, and whatever I want to do with it, I can just do with it like that. So that's just an example of how you can use IP. There are more options available to all these commands. You can just check more about them if you need them. I just want you to familiarize yourself with this command, so that anytime you need it, you will know that the command exists, and you can just bring it up, or just find more details about it if you need it. Ping is used to test connectivity between a host. If I'm trying to download a website and it's not downloading, the problem might probably be that the DNS is not working. So, but I can use ping to confirm if it's working. I can just, let's say I want to check if Google is online. I can say google.com, ping.google.com, and it will give me packets. It will send in packet, until I can use Ctrl+C to terminate it. If I don't want it to just continue to give me the packet, I want to signify the numbers of packet I want. Just use your option of C and give the number of packets you want. You want 5, give 5, and it will give you 5 packets, signifying that the particular host or the website is available. So that's just an example of how you can use ping. So if you are dealing with a particular host or a site or something, and you have the IP address or you have the website address, just use ping to just know whether the DNS is working. So that's that about ping. You will definitely need it once in a while in your work to test if your site or your network is your DNS is functioning properly. Another one I want you to familiarize yourself with is hostname. Hostname is a label. Hostname is a label assigned to the Linux machine that is used to identify it on a network. So you can always change your hostname. If I say hostname, it will show us the hostname. The hostname for this machine is Ubuntu, and you can change your hostname temporarily, and you can change it permanently. And if you want to change it temporarily, you can just run the host name, and you can give the host name that you want. What do I want to change this to? I want to change it to Enoch. I want to change it to Enoch. So you can just say Enoch, and you press enter on this, and it will change the host name temporarily. But if you run the host name again, it will bring Enoch, but it will not show. It's supposed to show where this Ubuntu is supposed to be Enoch. What you can just do is just log out of the machine and SSH again into the machine, and your host name will be updated on the machine. And if you would like to change your host name permanently, you have to go to the configuration file in the system, and I will show you the configuration file now. If you want to temporarily change your host name, just run host name. If you are root, you don't need a sudo, but if you are not root, then you will need a sudo host name like I did, and you run it. But to permanently change your host name, you have to do the following. You can run the sudo host name ctl set host name and give your host name there. This will change the pretty host name. There are 3 different types of host name. There are 3 different host name in the system. One is mapped to an IP address on the system. So you have to change it at sudo vim. You can just you will find it at etc host, and you can change it there. You will see it's mapped to an IP. Just add another line 127.0.1.1 and give your host name in front of it, and save the file. And the last thing you have to do is also check this file etc host name and replace the host name there with your new desired host name. This change the static host name. So you have the static host name, you have the one that is mapped to the IP address, and you have the pretty host name. So let's go to our machine and let's see that. So you can see now that our host name has changed temporarily. If you run host name, you can see that the host name has changed based on what we did earlier. But if you really want to change, the host name permanently, like I said, there are a number of things you have to do. Host name, ctl, then you give new host name, then you give your new host name. You give your set host name to your set host name. Then you give whatever host name you want to give, maybe Enoch or something. Whatever host name you want to set, just set it like that. And then you also have to go to your VRM. Let's use your VRM to go to etc/host. And you will see that we have this 127.0.0.1, and you have localhost, and you also have 127.0.1, and you have this. You can edit this, one of this, but you can also just make another line. You can just use your O to go to insert mode and to go to a new line, and you can use your 127.0.0.1, or you can do 1.1, and any of the two should be fine. And you can simply give your host name. Enoch, and save it. So I'm not going to save this. So that's that. And we will also, you may also change this one, etc/host name. You will see that this was what was there before, and you can simply edit this. You can simply take your cursor to you can simply edit this, edit it, change it to whatever you want to change it to. You want to change it to Enoch, change it and save it. I am not going to change it. I'm not going to change it. So that's that. You can change your host name permanently. All right, that's that about host name. Let's go to the next network command. We have wget. Wget is a command line utility that is used for non-interactive downloading of files from the web. If you want to download any website or anything from website, most of the time you can use wget for it. It supports HTTP, HTTPS of file transfer protocol, and can download file recursively. So how do you use it? If you want to download a single file, you can just use wget and give the source address. Give the source address. If you want to save the file with a different name, you can just use your option of capital O and give the name you want to name the file with the link to the download. If you want to download the file in the background, use your option B, and it will download in the background. You want to download a directory recursively, you can use your -r. So let's see how that works. Let's just get let's go to toplate.com and let's try to get a free template, and let's see how that works. Okay, let's use this one, and let's scroll down to download now. Let's try and get the link to download. Go to inspect, then network, then click your download here. Once you click your download, this one will show. Then you click this, and you can copy the link, and go back to your shell, and you can use your wget. To just get the address. Now, if I want to save it with the name that is coming with the website, I will just download it like that. But if I want to save it with a different name, I can just give a different name there. Let's run it. Let's run it like this first. All right. It has downloaded. If you run your ls, you will see that the file is there. You can see that the file is there. Let me remove it, and let us clear our screen, and let us do that again with an option. I'll use our capital O with capital O, and let's give another name, webpage.zip, and press enter, and it will download. If you run your ls, you will see that your webpage.zip is there. So that's an example of how this works. Let's clear our screen. So that's wget for you. If you want to download in the background, you can use your B option. You want to download recursively, use your R option. And the next command is call, which stands for client URL request library. It is used to transfer data over URL, using the command line or script. It supports different protocol like HTTP, HTTPS, file transfer protocol. Call can be used to make requests. You can post, you can authenticate user, you can save response to a file on your system. You can use it to test REST API, and do all manner of stuffs, So basically, I can just run call on my shell with any URL, and it will give me the source code of the URL on my shell. Let's try that. Let's try that. Let's go to toplate.com, and let's get a URL, and let's copy this. Let's go back to our shell, and let's go back to our shell, and let's call this. So I can run call, and I can give the URL. And it will give me all the source code from that URL on my shell like that. You can see that this is the source code from that site, from that page. All right, now I can transfer that particular information to a file. So instead of just putting it on the terminal, I can decide to just send it to a file. So how can we do that? I can use option capital O, and it will save with the name of the file, with the original name that comes with the website. So let's see that. And if you run ls, you will see that you have free templates there now. Free templates are saved with free template. Now, if I want to save it with another name, we can try that. I can use small o, and I can give it the name that I want, web source .txt, and I can press enter on this, and it will save with that particular name. So if you run your ls, you will see that your web source.txt is there. If I cut web, you will see that it's the same content that was displayed on our shell the other time. So that's that about call. It's a very interesting command that is very useful. You can use it to download if you want to install a package that is not in the package repository. You can just use call to download the binary online, and you can install it manually. So call is very useful. You are definitely going to come across it or use it, and so that's that about call. Let's go to the next command. Most time when you are downloading a file, they come in some form of format. Come in tar file, they come in zip file, they come in gzip or bzip, to or sz, and so on and so forth. And you will have to extract the file. So how can you extract the file? How can you create an archive? So that's what tar is for. Tar is an extracting command. Is a command line utility for manipulating archive file. It's used to create, maintain, modify, and extract files from an archive. And these are the options that we have. We have X to extract, the content of an archive. You have Z to compress or decompress an archive with gzip. When you are dealing with a gzip file, then you'll be using your Z. When you are then option F specifies the name of the file to operate on. V for verbose output, to give you more details, list files process. C is to create an archive. If you want to create an archive, you use the option C. And T to list the content of an archive. J to compress or decompress an archive with bzip2. Capital J to compress or decompress an archive with SC. Let's see how this works, and so I'll clear my screen, and let's just get a file, /et/passwd, and let us redirect this to a file. Let's call it user-file. Let's call this user-file, and if you check this out, you will see that we now have the user file. Let's try to archive this file. Let's archive it. So I can use star, and the option to create an archive to create it is C first. Then I want to make it a gzip. Then that means I will give my Z. If you remember, if you look at it, Z to compress or decompress archive with gzip. So I will give my Z, and I can give my v, to just display after it's done. Then I'll give my f to just give the name of the file. So I will name it user-file.gzip. And what's the name of the file we are working on? User file. So press enter on this and it will compress this file. So let's see. You can see we now have user file.gzip. You can see it there. And this was the original file. Let's remove the original file. rm user file. The original file is gone. And let us unzip this zip file. Just use your tar -s to unzip to get the content. Then use your z because it's a gzip file. Then your v, then your f. Then you give the name of the file .gzip. And this will give you the content of that file. You can see now we have the content of the file. How we have removed the content of the archive file. All right, so that's that. Let us remove everything that is associated with this user file. User-file asterisk. Then let's check. Then we have this one alone. Oh, I need the user file again. Okay, let us get the user file again. cart/etc/passwd, and let's redirect this to user-file ls. You can see that the user file is there now. The next one we'll want to do is the bzip. Let me just do the bzip. Then you have the tar. You have let's create an archive C. Then the bzip is small j. Then v to display the output. Then f for the file name. Then you have user-file.bzip2. Then you give the name of the file that you want to archive. Then press enter, and if you run your ls, you see that the bzip file has been created. Let's remove the original file, user file on ls, and you can see that the user file is gone. Now let's get the let's unzip this one. You use your tar, use your -x v to show the name of the file after it's done. Then your j, then your f, then you give the name of the file .bzip2. Then press enter and use your ls. You see that the file has been extracted. All right, so the same way you can also do the xz. If you want to compress with xz, you can do that. So that's that about compressing and decompressing a file. There are sometimes you get different kind of files, and you will need to extract the content. So you can use this to extract the content. There is also another command. The last one that we are checking today is unzip. Unzip is basically used to unzip a zip file, used to extract a zip file. Unzip with a file name is as simple as that. If you want to, you can use you can use your D option to extract into a certain directory. Unzip file name -d destination file path. You can use your L to release the content of the zip file. You can extract specific file by using unzip file name .zip with the name of the content that you want to get, and you can use your capital P to give the password for a file name that has a password. So that's that. Let's check that. Now we have a file here. let me remove everything that is associated with this user file again. User alone will have even work. User asterisk, and let's do that. You see that we only have our zip file. Now we want to unzip this. Just do your unzip and give the name of the file. Give the name of the file. You have the name of the file there, then you click it and it will unzip the file. It will unzip the file. If you run your ls, you will see that the file has been unzipped. You see that the file has been unzipped. Then you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. You know, in some cases, your unzip is not your unzip command is not available, so you can simply install your unzip. You can install your unzip. You can install your wget. You can give your -y and it will install them. Apt. You can install them. Apt install, and you can just install them. And you see, but I already have it, and that's why he's not reinstalling them. So, but in some cases, in some cases, you will not have unzip and wget. Just install them, and you'll be fine. So, also that's that for today. We have in summary, we have looked at a number of things. We have looked at Linux command, ifconfig. You can use it to just manipulate your network interface or to configure your network interfaces as you want. You can use it to work on the subnet mask. You can use it to work on the broadcast address. But IP is a modern version of ifconfig. You know, it can do a lot of things. You can use it to manage your network interface, you know, manage routing table and so on and so forth, like we saw it earlier. And your ping, don't forget, if you're having a problem with a host, you can check if the host is available using your ping command. Host name, you can change your host name temporarily or permanently. Your wget, you can use it. Your call, your tar to archive a file or to decompress a file, unzip. So that's that for today. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Yeah.